Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the VULCAN Report. This report, end of day report, is for trading on Monday, March the 6th, 2017. Looking at the NASDAQ 100 by way of ticker symbol QQQ, as you can see here, the market is basically showing you that it is possible that it's about to come off of its positive momentum. It's dangerously close to coming off here. And if that is the case, then you can expect to see a possible correction. Now, even though it did not come off on the positive momentum, it closed right there, it's still considered bullish for tomorrow. It should also be noted, though, that in the extended hours trading, we have more of a decline that's taking place. So it's just not, looking strong if we were just to go from that perspective. But we've broken out before in situations like this, so I'm looking for a continuation, actually. I think we're going to get up to about 135 before we see any kind of a pullback here, a significant one anyway. Looking also at what's been happening in gold. As you can see in the gold futures chart, gold has been trading in a range. If you look here on the daily chart, we really haven't gone anywhere, technically speaking. The market is still trading, where it was back on March the 3rd. I'm sorry, February the 3rd of this year. All right, if you look at the price action. So technically speaking, we're still flat on the year now. All right, we're kind of flat. There's not a whole lot going on here. And even though it's still in a bullish complexion, the momentum's come off. All right, so this invites selling. We do have support at this trend line, the orange trend line here at the 1220 50 range, and hopefully we can gather up some more steam here. But a dip would invite more selling if we close below this trend line. The good news is that we do have sort of like a V-shaped recovery type of a ramp. Should that happen, that could at least get the price action back up to the mid 1220s, maybe even 1230 level. So we'll have to see how this plays out over the next several weeks. But as of now, it's looking weak, and it's looking like selling is going to continue to take place here. It should also be noted that a close below 1218.20 would spell bearishness for this and a possible top. We have come off on 1264.90, and here we are at 1226. So that is quite the pullback already. But the market still has some more room to ebb and flow, so we're just going to keep a close eye on it going into this week. Looking at natural gas. Natural gas is really climbing, trying to get to that $3 mark I was telling you about. And that's right here at this trend line, this orange trend line right here, just above the $3 mark. So this one is ripping and roaring, and I do think we're going to get there before having trouble at this resistance area. So all systems are go on this one, and it is looking quite bullish. So we shall see what happens on this one. All right, looking at silver at this point. As you can see, silver has come off a little bit more than the gold. It's a little bit more well defined. All right, so we know that we're getting toward the trend line support on the daily. So it's dangerously close of closing below 1755. Steep decline here that we could be in a race to get to the 16 handle, to the mid 16 handle if we close below this orange trend line of 1755. So we're at a key price area now in the metals. Taking a look at crude oil. You can see crude oil has also lost its momentum and it's just oscillating still in a trading range. This is day 4 that we're coming up on now that is still in this range, and we're oscillating inside and outside of the Kumo cloud. Not a lot to go on. Complexion is holding on, trying to maintain some bullishness here. So I think we're going to get at least one more pop up to around the $54 range. And then we'll see where it goes from there. But there's heavy resistance up here near 55. So I don't think we go too far too fast. It's just going to continue to do this until something gives it a direction. But right now it's not looking like there is quite a conviction either way on either side. All right, looking at bonds, ticker symbol ZB, you can see that it did break out into new lows here. All right, on the weekly, we did hit a new low of 148 in 22.30 seconds. So will the 148.22 be taken out? I don't know. We're dangerously close to doing that. Another leg down could be in play. But if that's the case, then the Fed Fund futures pointing to a 90% chance of a rate hike. This explains it, because here the bond prices are coming off. Lower bond prices equal what? Higher yields. So higher yields equals higher interest rates. Therefore, we got to keep watch on this and see what happens, but it is looking bearish for the bonds for the time being. We'll see if any more selling can get underway here. It's going to be interesting to watch. So we'll keep our eyes and ears open on that one. All right, so with that being said, that's pretty much it. We're going to see how things go. It was pretty much a quiet day overall. Not too much going on. You see the miners continuing to get smashed here and looking very weak, like they're about to fall below the Kumo cloud and then be into complete and utter free fall. So we'll have to hang on and see what happens. Another one that I'm watching is Knick-Knack Paddywhack, ticker symbol NAK. As you can see here, it's also looking quite pathetic, but trying to hold on. Let's see what happens. This is an interesting stock. A lot of political things going on with it, but it's an interesting one to watch. So it's dry ships. Both of these shares have been heading lower. $1.25 in the dry ships. How low can it go? This is a very, very interesting one here, to say the least. And we had almost 30 million shares exchange hands today. So a lot of selling going on in some of these shares. We're going to have to watch and see what happens. And of course, the now talked about, famous to become infamous, is the Snap. Oh, Snap! Did you see Snap? Yes, it closed at $23.33. Looking quite pathetic. So just think about it. All those people who bought into this IPO only to get their faces ripped off. They can't sell. You can't do anything. IPOs have rules. You got to buy and hold it for like 6 months or something crazy like that. So while your investment's going to zero, this is what you got. That's why I don't like IPOs. I don't need to be in an IPO. I'd rather just trade the stock. Whatever it's going to do is what it's going to do. This thing is being shorted to death. It should be a $3 to $1 stock pretty soon. At this rate, this is looking monstrous. And this is its debut. This is the 3rd day of trading. So the first day, here you are. Second day, you gap. And then today, you're filling that gap. So the question will be, will it bounce from here on the next day? Because you filled your gap already. Gap's filled. The gap here, boom, fill. But this is looking pretty bad. You know, super bearish engulfing candle. I have to say, I think that it's gonna go down. This market right here needs to settle above $25.85 in order to put an end to this downtrend. I don't think that's gonna happen tomorrow, but you never know. So we'll have to watch and see. But this stock did fall $5 today. That's huge. That's very huge. Falling $5 is huge. It's ginormous. All right, and not looking good for this stock. And we had 72 million shares that were sold today. Getting beat down. On its debut, we had 217 million shares. Day 2, 148 million shares. And now here we are at 72 million. So poor people. I might get in on this one myself. And sell. Let's see. I'm just playing around. Shoot. Depending on what the intraday charts look like, this may even be a buy. We'll have to wait and see. As of right now, though, looking at it, I wouldn't touch this with your money. All right, so remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Do yourself a favor. Come on over to pulsewavetrading.com. Learn how to trade these markets. Learn how to hedge your physical portfolio. And learn as much as you can in the Learning Academy that is now open for enrollment. PulseWaveTrading.com. Peace.